Hey guys, I am so hungry. I'm not going to say starving because that's an exaggeration. I'm so hungry after I just coached 32 degrees and I was running around with a proper athlete, 19-year-old, going one-on-one with him. So I need to eat, but I need to do this stream. So I'm going to pound this banana down me, have a glass of water, and I'm going to treat myself to a nice lunch after this. So, hey, Katie. Katie is awake. Hey, hope you're well. Before I get into the code, I just want to tell you now, this code for me, it's not about me anymore. It's not about the illusion or Adam or personal gain. It's about getting it out. So I want to thank Chuck. I think Chuck's one of the greatest coders there is. He inspired my Arsenal code, which hit. I kind of went over it in the live stream before, telling you Arsenal we're going to win. They'll probably win 1-0 and Ramsdale will keep a clean sheet, and it's what happened. So I want to thank Chuck because he's one of the few people that I learned from. I also want to give a big shout out to Decoding Oz. Him and I are like this. We're just two stubborn guys who have a gift, and he has a real gift, and he likes Arsenal to win the league. And we'll see what happens, but people need to see his work. They need to see my work. They need to see Chuck's work. Many other people at this point. Rambo. There's plenty. There's plenty. It's just not many people have a platform. So I've told everybody thank you. I'm now going to break down the code. And the fact that a German scored, and I told you the riddle was about war, Kai Havertz, it seems to haunt Guardiola, which I've mentioned before. Do you remember the 2021 Champions League final? It was Chelsea against Guardiola's Man City, and Chelsea won, shocked the world, 1-0. Who scored? Havertz. Havertz is number 29, which is the 10th prime number, 1-0. Okay? And that final was a span of 911 days ago. Check it for yourself. Did Man City still win the league? Again, I posted my code for Man City. I think it's exceptional. The main thing is Pep can go 6-8 in the Premier League. All world wars began on 68 dating all GPO. Adolf Hitler died a span of exactly 68 months after World War II ended. So Australia just became 6-8 in World Cup finals in the cricket. 911 became the emergency dialing code for the US in 68. The World Trade Center construction was in 68. So there's loads for them. The riddle for Man City is 68. Decoding Oz says it's too obvious. I'm not sure it's too obvious. I think they could still win it, but his Arsenal code is exceptional. And again, I ain't in this to cover my back. My website is City to win it, Haaland Golden Boot, and take Arsenal at 5-1. That's what it says. It's on my website. I would still take Arsenal at 5-1 because of their code. But do I think City are going to win it? Yeah. But I will not be shocked in the slightest if Arsenal win. And if they do, go to Decoding Oz's page. He deserves it. I know he's not in it for that, but if Arsenal win it, he deserves it. Because calling Arsenal is a massive shout. Because they were like 7-1. Calling City to win it, for me, is not a massive shout. I just think they had the best riddle. The Community Shield was on 6-8, which Arsenal won. They beat City 4-1 on penalties. Their record signing wears number 41. I told you the last time Arsenal played Brentford was exactly 41 weeks ago. And I saw on Sky Sports that Declan Rice cleared one off the line. Is that correct? So I knew he'd have a goal. Like, it doesn't always mean they're going to score. Can be clear one off the line, assist it, whatever it may be. Win a penalty. Of course, somebody like Declan Rice rarely scores. But Kai Havertz scoring, the German, a span of 911 days after Chelsea beat Man City 1-0 in the Champions League final, does it again. And me and Chuck were saying Arsenal are going to score late. When they scored, they were plus 320. But there were 5 minutes left. They were plus 210. I was like, plus 210, 5 minutes left against Brentford, one of the best home teams in the league for the last 2 years. Why? I was like, are Brentford down to 10 men? I checked, no. I'm like, what's going on? Why are they plus 210 with 5 minutes left? Well, because sometimes it's like the algorithm almost knows. Honestly, I've won a lot of money from the algorithm by going, this is strange. Especially in like the NBA, a team's down by 18 and they're still the favourites to win. You're like, they're going to win then, aren't they? Kind of made that obvious. It's just most people don't look at the line. Yeah, the 89th minute, the Queen died on the 8th of September. Connie, I need something, mate. I'm starving. All I do is work. I woke up, I coded. I did a one-on-one with somebody. I called my girlfriend. I did the live stream. I went to coach. I came back. I saw the Arsenal result. I was like, I got to stream it. I need to eat something. And I might need your guys' advice here. My friend doesn't watch my YouTube videos. My friend's from Texas. Great guy. And is just going through a divorce. And he wants to move to where I live. And he's just asked me today after coaching, when I was coaching a kid from Texas, which is crazy, he said, do you mind if I come stay with you for 2 months in your apartment before I get settled? I only have a 1-bedroom apartment, guys. I really like the guy. I think 2 months seems a bit extensive. And my girlfriend stays now 3 nights a week. What do I say? I was thinking you can come for 2 weeks, but 2 months? I don't know how to go about it. So if anyone can give me advice on what you do, please. 911 days from the Champions League final. Yeah, I knew I had to check, bro. I knew I had to check that. I told Chuck, I said, I have to check that span. How crazy, eh? 911 days. Come on. At this point, guys, don't compete with me. Don't be like, I doubted him. You're not going against me. It's just, this is what's happening. It's just the reality. It's happening every day. For whatever reason, God has given me the gift and Chuck the gift and Decoding Us and Think Ahead 201 and Sydney and Savvy and Thomas Lockwood. There's too many people to name. Too many people to name, but we've been given that gift from God for whatever reason. Who knows why? I know I don't deserve it. Chuck doesn't. It just happened. We were given the gift that we never had before. It's funny we got it around 2020, a similar time. So 3 weeks max, okay. Help him find a room. I'm definitely going to do that. I know all the real estate agents where I live. My reaction was just shocked because I just finished coaching. Guys, I nearly puked up. It's not like me. I was nearly sick. So I'm coach. Sorry, I've not even done the Arsenal code. Am I okay just to talk? I haven't done the Arsenal code yet. You got to wait for that. It's outrageous. I turn up there. It's 32 degrees. It's red hot. I live in the desert. It's 10:30, so the sun's piping. And I'm coaching this kid who plays the 4th level in the US, 4 down from the MLS. And he's 19 and he wants to work his way up to the MLS. I think he's good enough. I've seen the MLS. I've played with some of them. They ain't great out there. That's just the reality. And he has the build, the physique, the technique, the discipline. So, again, it's fine lines being a pro, guys. I don't think the pros will be much better than him. So, he said he wanted it to be competitive this session rather than just technical. So, I did one-on-ones with him, like different activities one-on-one. And it incorporated lots of running, like intense running with the ball, trying to beat each other, put it in the little goals, do a move. You had to get beyond the player before you could shoot in a small area. And he's a top player. Thankfully, I still am. But I turned up there and I'm running around within 10 minutes. I didn't stretch. I can't do that anymore. I've finally realized I have to stretch. I can't turn up to a field 32 degrees and go one-on-one. I did it. I competed with him. I beat him. I think one activity he did me, but I ain't doing that again. I'm absolutely knackered. Later on, I bet I go to bed early tonight, and that's not like me. I would offer a shorter time for him to stay, perhaps a couple of days, but see if you can find him somewhere cheap to stay. Did the same for a mate. and we fell out. Yeah, I live in a small apartment, Kate. If he stays here, I'll have to sleep on the sofa bed. For whatever reason, my girlfriend likes to walk around in her underwear when she's here. There's a water shortage where I live as well. It's like, 2 months is a bit too much, but I'll definitely let him stay for a couple of weeks, I would say. But 2 months is, I can't commit to that, I don't think. I'll speak to my girlfriend, see what she says. Who's the other decoder that you keep mentioning? Chuck. Chuck's on my website. Chuck shares his codes. Chuck had a Patreon, and then he realized it's not worth it. It didn't have many people sign up. And if your Patreons revolved around just coding sports, which most people's is, if you get a few wrong, people leave. They want perfection for $5 or $10. It's actually ridiculous. And with Chuck, he codes for like hours. He'll spend hours on one game. That's why his codes are so good. But if they miss, it's like getting a punch in the face. So for him, he was like, I'm just going to code for fun. I'll share it on the Illusions website. If it misses, there's not really any pressure on him. But because he's so competitive, he always wants to get it right, similar to me. So and the other one's Decoding Oz. Again, Decoding Oz and I are very, very gifted at coding. I'd say the two best I know are him and Chuck. And then Rambo, but he's different to how we do it because we code every day. But Decoding Oz and I have told you we're like that. Two stubborn guys, two overly competitive guys, but two gifted guys when it comes to the code. So I'm about now sharing the code. Whoever's great at coding, let me tell the world about them. Whoever's pushing the Bible and promoting Jesus Christ, let me tell the world. I ain't in competition with them. Told you, my website's a gift, but I also don't need it to survive. I have a coaching company, I'm good. I just coach all the time, but I enjoy doing this. And because people support me, I can do it. And coach is a bonus, but I don't need the website, but it's such a blessing. I'm not relying on it. Zach Hubbard's relying on his Patreon. Without it, he's lost. He don't know what he's going to do. I'm fine. But I know how blessed I am to have one and to share this information every day with gifted minds. And yeah, it's for sure a blessing. For sure. Right, sorry, I'm going off on one. Yeah, Belzino's brilliant. My bad. Belzino's really good. I think he learned a lot from me. But good for him because his codes are about Kobe, the Queen, the Pope, George Floyd and all of that. But good for him. I think he's really good and genuine. Alto's great, but again, he don't really have any type of following. But he's great. He kind of works behind the scenes. He pops up with gems, but he's not in it for like setting up a Patreon website. It's not for everybody having a website and Patreon. There is a ton of pressure. You do have to deliver. It's like being a coach. Like if your team keeps losing, you're eventually going to lose support. So yeah, it's not for everybody. Setting up a successful Patreon website, doing this, you have to be pretty special to keep people. Otherwise, they'd just leave, wouldn't they? I'm thankful I keep all my members, or at least 90% of them. So I'm clearly, that tells me I'm doing something right. It's like a restaurant. People keep coming back, then they like your food. If they stop coming, you have to make some changes. Right, let's do this, right? Decoding is exhausting. It really is. Yeah, Hubbard does feel a bit desperate right now, but I hope it works out for him. We've all learned from him at some point. I hope he figures it out, but he seems desperate now. It's like he's fighting for relegation. Let's hope he survives. O'Malley, how are you doing? You need the website for an extra 30 grand a year. 30 grand a year. Is it 30 grand to make? Listen, when it comes to the money I make from the website, I could make 10 times the amount if I gambled channel. 10 times the amount if I gambled. But I don't. I think how I see it individually with my website, that you pay $10 a month. We average about 30 days. So you're basically giving me about 30 cents a day. And I'm about 85% in my sports picks. I'm leading people to Jesus. I cover everything imaginable on my website. So when I see it like that, I'm like, 30 cents a day, I think I'm worth it for what I provide. Now, whether I have 100 people, 200, 500, 1,000, 2,000, that's not relevant. That's not why I do it. All right, I ain't pushing. I want to get 1,000. I should have tens of thousands on there. I should have 1 million followers on YouTube in reality. I should, but I don't, and I'm fine with it. And as long as I have a website and people are supporting it, I'll keep putting out content. People stop supporting it, I'll stop putting out content. I'll just do it for fun. I've said all of this. I ain't relying on the website. I think I deserve way more people, but it is what it is. I ain't going to cry about it. I'm definitely having a positive impact on thousands of people. Right, here we go. Give me a woo if you're ready for this Arsenal code. This is outrageous. Belzino, you can find on Twitter. Alto doesn't have a platform. He pops up in my streams and he leaves codes every now and again. I don't think he has any platform. If he does, I'll promote him. I've always done that. If you're not very good, I won't promote you. It's just the way it is. All right. Let's break down this Arsenal game because I've been going off the point. Your website has given me a purpose in my life. That's huge. People say the first thing they do is sign into my website. It gives you a purpose. It's leading people to Christ. It's seeing through the illusion. It's taking away fear from the elites. It's so much, guys, the website. It isn't just me coding sports. If I did that, I'd have a way bigger following and I'd just promote sports. I'll tell you how good I am all the time and I'd still bet. But I don't bet because I don't need to bet because I'm comfortable financially because I work my ass off with the website, with YouTube, with the coaching company, with teaching English, with private classes. I don't do all those things because I want to get rich. I do them because I love them and I'm gifted and I ain't going to do them for free. Now, if I wanted it all to be about money, then I would go back to betting $1,000, $2,000 every day, which I was doing for 9 months. Most people can't do that. I know I was lucky. I was in a privileged position, but you're playing with fire. You lose a couple of games, you're $4,000 down, you start panicking. Trust me, I was just fortunate. I don't really ever get 3 games wrong in a row. Anyone on my website knows that. I just don't. I don't get 3 wrong in a row. Right. Brentford are exceptional at home, but I think Arsenal may win this. And I told you Chuck inspired this. This is my code, but he inspired it. He told me it's going to be about war. So again, he gives me, some people give me ingredients and I make up a fine dining meal. That's how I operate. 11th versus 3rd, right? So you know what I'm going to try and do here? I'm going to try and break down the code and try and teach you guys how to code. So things to look out for, okay? I'll tell you how my mind works. So I'll just read it from start to the end and I'll stop in between and go, this is what you have to do. So without me preaching and being a teacher, I would highly recommend, I'm not being like big-headed, I would make some notes now. If you're serious about coding and you're serious about predicting who's going to win games, you want to make some notes here. Number 1, when you're coding, this is Premier League. Number 1, check the standings. Okay? Check the standings. So for this, it was 11th against 3rd or 3rd against 11th. So you're like, okay, 11 against 3rd, 113 is the 30th prime. All right, 3rd against 11, 311 is the 64th prime. Coronavirus was declared a global pandemic on 311. All right, 3 times 11 equals 33. All right, so you start there. You check the standings. So for me, I said 113 is the 30th prime. Arsenal can advance to 30 points in the league. And the 1-year anniversary of George Floyd's death was exactly 30 months ago. You'll see how he connected to this game. Remember, guys, Black Lives Matter was all over professional sports, including football. They were taking a knee. The 3 players that missed penalties for England in the Euro 2020 final, all black players. All black players. Okay, Rashford missed, Sancho missed, Saka missed. So it's relevant. Me talking about George Floyd, it's relevant. All right, he died exactly 42 months ago. Didn't Arsenal just get a goal disallowed after 42 minutes? Number 19 after 42, the year Joe Biden was born. The World Cup began on his birthday. It is relevant. Why? I still don't know. I still don't know. I'll never be able to tell you why George Floyd's connected to the Queen, who's connected to Brady, who's connected to Ronaldo, who's connected to biblical scripture, who's connected to the Georgia Guidestones, who's connected to 9/11. It just is. It is what it is. It just is what it is. World War I lasted 4 years. World War II, 6 years. Probably going to go to World War III whilst the US has its 46th president, whilst LeBron James is 4-6 in NBA Finals. Brady retired 46 days after the Pope's birthday. 199th draft pick, 46 prime. I don't know why, but it is. It just is. It is God's law. I think it's God's law. The code is God. Everything is God. Satan infiltrates everything. He infiltrates God's creation. So Satan will have a say in the code. He will have a say in professional sports with the outcomes, perhaps, or perhaps not. Again, I will never be able to prove that. But I am showing you it's not what you think it is. Can I get a woo, guys? It's not what you think it is. When I used to watch Premier League, it was just, for me, great footballers who've got a little bit of luck to get there, who are living this amazing lifestyle, and it's organic. That's what it was to me. It was nothing more, nothing less. They made it, somebody has to make it. All right? Now I know it's not that simple. But I'm also saying these players are not aware. I think the majority are unaware. They can't be aware of this code at this level. They would lose their mind. They say the average footballer is not very smart, and the ones I've met, they're not very smart. To be able to process information, you have to have this crazy gift. It is a gift. They don't know what's going on, I don't think. Did Kai Havertz know he was getting the winning goal? Perhaps he did. Perhaps he didn't. I can never be able to tell you that. After 13 games, Brentford can stay on 16 points in the league. This was huge for me. Again, this was something I found myself. A lot of it I found myself, but Chuck inspired it. Revelation 13:16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now do some basic math. That's Revelation 13:16, which I talk about all the time with the mark of the beast. If we do some basic math, what's 13 plus 16? What's 13 plus 16? Very simple math. I want to show you guys that this is deeper than man. Ephesians 6:12 is the verse that I quote all the time because this is how I see the world now. So I don't give all the credit to man. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, because it is a world of sin, it's a fallen world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So these demons, these fallen angels, this black magic, they can possess man. People can be put under spells. It's just, it is what it is. We can't comprehend that because we're not wicked. We're not born to be wicked, but we're born into sin. Yeah, it's 29. Right. What number's Kai Havertz's jersey? It's 29. It's 29, guys. The 10th prime, the win 1-0. 2-9, like the 2nd of September. That's when World War II ended. That's when World War II ended. The 2nd of September, 2-9. So, Brentford. Oh, no. Speaking about Revelation, go to your Gematria, type in Kai Havertz. He has exact same Gematria as Revelation. Chuck told me this. Kai Havertz, anybody, there's blessings in Yeshua. God bless you. If you have, again, if I could present my screen now, but I can't. If you have a Gematria in front of you right now, I want you to do this. And I want your reaction. Kai Havertz, type his name in, and then delete it and type in that. Somebody tell me what you see. I'll share this on Twitter. I'll give you a moment. Somebody type in Kai Havertz Look at the gematria, write it down, take a photo, whatever you want to do, and then type in Revelation. Tell me what you see. This is the guy's name. Kai Havertz has the exact same gematria as Revelation in all 4 ciphers. That's why he's getting these big goals, guys. Germany, for whatever reason, is so connected to war. Why Germany? It's funny how Germany, the first 4 letters is germ, with coronavirus, isn't it? Germany. Many germs. Who knows? Is Shakira a serpent worshipper? I 1000% believe at that level Shakira is worshipping the devil. NPK. Watch my video. I think Shakira was born exactly 10 years before PK. So yeah, I think at that level, I do think that they're involved in ritual sacrifice, in black magic, in Satanism. I really believe that. I don't think it's like all of us are unaware and we're all just completely being used. No, I think there's many people who actively worship the devil and they let you know about it subtly. Some are very blatant about it. So there's levels. This is what I've learned. There's levels to the code, to the world. There's just levels to it. That's why nobody's ever perfect. Brentford can stay on 4 wins and 4 draws and 16 points. 4 times 4 equals 16. Brady, who connects to Revelation, still need to finish that book. He was drafted 416. Crazy. Teams last met 41 weeks ago. This is exact. I don't mess around with durations. Exactly 41 weeks ago. Arsenal, the record signings, number 41, Declan Rice, who I think is very average. I just do. I think many players can do what he does in a team. And with a win, Arsenal can go top of the league 4 months and 1 day before Arteta's birthday, Arsenal's coach, who's conveniently 41 years old right now. Arteta was born the 911th prime days before 9/11. And Kai Havertz just got this winning goal that spanning 911 days after Chelsea and Havertz won the Champions League final against Guardiola and Man City. 41's the 13th prime. This was both teams' 13th league game of the season. Just shows you again, fixtures, you go, fixtures, okay, man's fixing it. No, it's like, man isn't doing this at this level. It's impossible. I'm actually now at a point where I would say it's impossible for man to be doing this. I'm now there. It took me time. It's taken me 3 years. I would say it's impossible for man to be behind the code. Impossible. And some are aware. That's where I stand on it. Because, again, Celtic today got to 36 points. They drew with Motherwell. Today leaves 36 days left in the year. 11:25. Add up those numbers, 36. Exactly 36 months after Maradona died. They ain't coming up with that every day. Celtic were at home, guys, against Motherwell. They should be putting 6 or 7 past them. I've said this. They should be. Not drawing 1-1 with them. So going back to the 13s. 13's the 6th prime. Brentford can stay on 6 wins versus Arsenal. 41 weeks so happens to be 287 days. World War I began on 28/7. Harry Kane was born on 28/7, who played for Arsenal when he was younger, and then he got released because he wasn't good enough. Still don't rate him, despite all of his goals, but his code is exceptional. I've shown you that. George Floyd was born on the 287th day of the year. Arsenal can advance to 45 points in all competitions, and World War II ended in 45, which was the year Adolf Hitler died. Arsenal connects to war. Arsenal, Gunners connects to war. The Cannonball logo connects to war. They're also sponsored by Emirates, which is the airline. Planes connects to war. Like, it's remarkable. The The soul trap, I don't know much about it, Cameron. I think you can lose your free will when you accept Satan as like your God. I think you can lose your free will, and he'll lead you away from Christ, which will ultimately lead you to the lake of fire. So I'm not sure about soul trappings and stuff like that. I'm not sure. Damien Rice, Cannonball. Yeah, I covered that, didn't I? I covered that before, but I appreciate it. Damien Rice was one of my favorite artists. I did a stream about it. Cannonball, Blower's Daughter, Volcano. I love his music. I still do. The Blower's Daughter is one of my favorite songs. But yeah, Damien Rice, his hit song is it's either Cannonball or Blower's Daughter. But yeah, Rice, Cannonball, Arsenal. It's just, you'd never imagine that Damien Rice would connect to Declan Rice, but they do. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. I just know they connect. You know what I mean? But I don't know why. And I don't know who's necessarily completely behind it. But I know it's happening because I do it every day. PK announced his retirement when he was on 666 matches. Exactly. It's so deep. His retirement was all about Messi winning the World Cup. Watch my video, guys. His retirement and divorce with Shakira was all about Messi. You've got to check that video out. You have to. Guys, can you do me a favor if you, in the live stream, just ping the like? It's 53 here. I'm on 21 likes. Let's ping this. I'm working overtime, guys. I'm so hungry. I've just seen it's 1321. 1,321, the 216th prime. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. Now, there's still more here. So I told you that Arsenal get to 45 points in all competitions. World War II ended in 45, which was the year Hitler died. We know Donald Trump was the 45th president. I think he's going to be the final US president, and World War III will be going off whilst he's there, and he will save us, and people are going to worship him like he's Jesus, but he's a false Christ. 45, guys, is the 9th triangular number. And Arsenal just got their 9th league win. You know what I mean? 45 is the 9th triangular number. We know 4 plus 5 is 9. And 9 is often the number of completion because it's the last single-digit number. Arsenal connects to war, hence their nickname, the Gunners, and today is exactly 3 years and 37 weeks after COVID was declared a global pandemic, which was in 2020 on 3-11. It was 3rd against 11. Chuck showed me that 3-3-7. That's why he told me Bournemouth were going to win and become 3-3-7 in the league, and they won 3-1 against Sheffield United. The Blades, sword. 3-3-7 is huge because it's the 68th prime. All world wars began on 68 date emoji pure. Just like Russia invaded the Ukraine, 68 date emoji pure. I also read that Zinchenko, the Ukrainian, cleared one off the line. Again, I don't know how good of a clearance it was, but if you watched, can you confirm? Did Zinchenko clear one off the line? The Ukrainian who left Man City to go to Arsenal. Man City are also sponsored by an airline. 9/11 war. Adolf Hitler died a span of exactly 68 months after World War II was declared. Today leaves 36 days left in the year. 36, the square root is 6. 36 is the 8th triangular number. Brentford stayed on 6 wins versus Arsenal, and Arsenal got their 8th win versus Brentford. I told you Brentford are top class at home. They rarely lose. And I said, go watch that last live. This will be tight. This will be close. I think Arsenal edge it, and I think Ramsdale keeps a clean sheet. I said he might even save a pen. But as far as I'm aware, he didn't. Today is exactly 2,020 days after Claydex pandemic simulation. Guys, Claydex was a pandemic simulation that foreshadowed a pandemic before there was a pandemic. They told us. It was 666 days before COVID was declared a pandemic in 2020. And today is 2020 days after Claydex took place. It involved Bill Gates and Melinda Gates. But again, it's not flesh and blood. It seems to me that Bill Gates is under demonic possession. And he has the spirit of Satan. I don't know if you're born with that. I don't think you are. But again, I don't know. I just know these numbers don't lie. Now check this out. This is insanity. This is insanity. So Arteta was born 26-3, the 26th of March. Arsenal won today 1-0. They scored their 263rd goal under Arteta in the Premier League. 263 is the 56 prime number. I said this in my live before the game. 56 connects to coronavirus. Who was the first Premier League coach to test positive for coronavirus? Mikel Legohead Arteta. Remember, Arteta was the assistant for Pep at Man City. They both played for Barcelona. They both played in the same position. They both play a similar style of football. It's almost like it's been coded. Unless their whole life, Pep and Arteta's lives, have been scripted by man since birth, it's almost like it's meant to be at this point. All right. And again, they always do that. Even their coaching doing that on the sideline. But it's like they're so perfectly connected and now they're against each other. The two best coaches, definitely in England. Could you say the world? I won't put Arteta as the top two. Dan my car took $287 to fill up with gas. $287? The heck, mate. It's a lot. So Arteta was born 263. Arsenal just got the 263rd goal with Arteta as the coach in the Premier League. 263 is the 56 prime. In Gematria, I don't often use Gematria, but I do with 56. Coronavirus equals 56. COVID vaccine equals 56. Arsenal can stay on 5 draws and 6 losses versus Brentford, 56. Arsenal FC equals 56. Adolf Hitler equals 56. King Charles III was coronated on 5-6. His mother supported Arsenal. Arsenal's the only team to ever go to Buckingham Palace and have tea with the Queen. Black Lives Matter equals 56. 5 times 6 equals 30. I told you Arsenal advanced to 30 points in the league. Arsenal can stay on 3 draws and 3 losses. Corona equals 33. It also equals 30. EPL equals 33. Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany in 33. Remember, I like the Eagles for the Super Bowl. Decoding Oz does as well. He put me on to them, to be honest, before the season began. I was saying the Chiefs, and then I looked into the Eagles. I found tons of stuff, as is he. The Eagles are 9-1 to start the season. They were founded 91 years ago, and World War II began on 9-1. I caught all of that. The Eagles connects to the Nazis because the Nazi emblem was an eagle. The eagle also connects to Freemasonry. It connects to Babylon. It's deep. 11th versus 3rd. 11 times 3 is 33. Remember, monkeypox was declared a national emergency exactly 33 weeks after COVID was declared a pandemic. Exact. The monkeypox makes me think of Planet of the Apes, which makes me think of Caesar. And that's connected to a pandemic and war. And then I think of Julius Caesar. It's mental. They last met on the 42nd day of the year, and today is exactly 42 months after George Floyd died. World War equals 42, war equals 42. So there you go. Trossard had a goal disallowed after 42 minutes. 4 times 2 is 8, like they got their 8th win against Brentford. It's the beast of Revelation reigns for 42 months, which I've been telling you. Remember, the recent anniversary of 9/11 was exactly 42 months after COVID was declared a pandemic. The recent anniversary of 9/11 was the 22-year anniversary. And then Israel was attacked by Hamas exactly 22 years after USA invaded Afghanistan and exactly 22 weeks after King Charles III was coronated. Now, how many Revelation has 22 chapters in it. All right? There's 22 chapters in Revelation. That's why I told you Ten Hag, why I coded it like 18 months before. I said Ten Hag would be the head coach of the Red Devils 18 months before. And one of the main reasons was because he was born on 2/2. Because Revelation has 22 chapters. And he became the manager, and he's not doing great, but it's not about, maybe he thinks it's organic. Maybe to him it is. Maybe to Ten Hag, it's just, he's coached, he played, is fulfilling his dream, is coaching one of the biggest clubs in the world. Maybe that's what he thinks. Maybe he's involved in black magic. Maybe he's a Mason. Maybe it's both. Maybe it's a combination of everything. Maybe you sold his soul, although you can't sell your soul because it's not technically yours, and God basically is the owner of souls. He's the one, well, Jesus and God determine your eternal life. You can't sell your soul to Satan. It's not yours to sell. But your free will is something that you can give up very easily. You know, all these celebs, like when you watch the NBA and you see them wearing dresses, or you see David Beckham pushing things like this, or whoever it is, and pushing blatant agendas, it's because they've kind of given away the free will, because they're in love with the world and fame and fortune and money and prestige and influence. And it's like, okay, we'll give you all of that, but you are going to push this, and you're going to say that, and you're going to wear that, and maybe you're going to date this person. Like, do you really believe Kanye was dating Kim Kardashian? Joseph Aquaviva is in the house. Joseph Aquaviva 2222. Phenomenal coder. Child of God. Gifted. Cares about people. Subscribe to his channel, guys. Keep an eye on Napoli and Bryant and possible 7-5-3 record in the future. Argentina won the World Cup 753 days after Maradona's death. And Brighton founded on 24/6 like Messi's birthday. Exceptional stuff, mate. We had Brighton to win today. They won 3-2, like it's 32 teams in a World Cup. 32 rays on Argentina's flag. That's amazing stuff. I had Napoli to win the league last year, mate. In a Maradona Riddle, the stadium's named after him. And they won the league for the first time in 33 years. And they were confirmed champions in the 33rd league game of the season. And Argentina are 3-3 in World Cup finals. So, yeah, Napoli won it last year. I coded them. I coded Bayern, Man City. Can't remember. Barcelona. I did well with the futures last year. Is the opposite gender true? Yeah, to an extent. So, again, I'll break down that a little bit. There's levels. Not every celebrity on your screen is inverted or is worshipping Baphomet and Satan aware of it. I've been friends with pros, guys, and celebrities to an extent. And as far as I'm aware, they're regular people. I've been in changing rooms with them. I've been in showers with them as a footballer, guys. Not just me and a guy in the shower, just to let you know. And they ain't women. Now, the Kardashians, I wholeheartedly believe that the Kardashians, Kim, Khloe, Kourtney, I believe they're all men. Now, I believe they are witches. I believe they do black magic. I do believe they're aware of entities like Baphomet and Baal. The Bush family and people who are the high-level skull and bones, I think they know what they're doing. I just think they have the spirit of Satan. And if this is what it comes down to. This is what it comes down to for me with that, especially with athletes. So when I say perhaps Messi could be a genetic female, from what I've done, the studies that I've done. I'm out of my mind to people. And I get it. You're crazy. That makes no sense. How can he do what he does? He's unbelievable. Wow. You're jealous. I get it. I completely comprehend it, and I'll never be able to prove it. We know he went into a lab when he was younger in Europe. They've told us that for health hormones. That's what we're told. Okay. That's been announced. That's not a conspiracy. He accepts that. And he's still only 5'7". I don't know what he would have been without them. But if, yeah, Kim is into Balenciaga, which is super satanic. I've done a video about that as well. So, yeah, again, if you're seeing any celebrity wearing that, then they're clearly pushing Satan. If I'm wearing it and I'm a normal guy and I look up to Kim Kardashian, I'm not a Satanist. I don't know what it represents. I just see somebody that I look up to. I want to look like them. Why do you think Satan gets these people to promote his agendas or fashion labels or whatever it may be? Or this. He knows who to use. He knows who has influence on people. So if, big if, and I'll never prove this, and I've come to terms with it. Yeah, Mbappe's dating a trans. I called that a year before. I said a top footballer will date a trans and make it normal. And I said it won't be shocked if it's Mbappe because he influences so many kids. I remember I got a load of messages. You were right about that. It's like, again, I'm not bothered about being right, but I'm going to tell you that I said it. Chauvin stabbed 42 days after Floyd's birthday. Arizona equals 42. Wow. Vatican City founded 42nd day of the year, Joseph. As you know, the upcoming Super Bowl is the 42nd day of the year. It's absolutely mental. Kobe won his first NBA Finals 4-2. He played 42 minutes in his last ever game. The year he died, the Lakers won the NBA Finals 4-2. So anyway, if it's spiritual wickedness, if it's black magic, if it's not the players in control of their bodies, then Messi could easily be a genetic female. Easily. Easily. If it is that. If it is that, then I believe he is. If that isn't the case, and there's not spiritual wickedness in high places, all right, there's no black magic, and Messi is this genetic male who came from Argentina and he was a gifted footballer, and for whatever reason, he made it to the top. Somebody has to. All right? Then, okay. Technically, if there's no Satan involved, it's God's gift. He's worked his way there. He's earned it. He's a genetic male, because there's no way without spiritual wickedness and magic that a regular girl, genetic female, can do what Messi does. Whatever you pump them with, testosterone, whatever drugs that we've never heard of, cannot do what Messi does. Messi's so strong. He never gets knocked off the ball. He's got the best touch in the history of the world. All right, the way he strikes the ball. You watch women's football, guys. It is at the highest level. I've coached some amazing girls, and they're technically great, but they're not the best. Like, that's just the reality. So, again, that's why I'm like this. If it's spiritual wickedness and black magic, and it's like you can somewhat sell your soul without technically selling it, then I would say, yeah, I would not be shocked that Messi was born a girl. And if it's none of that, then he was 100% pretty much born a guy. Now, what's going on with Ronaldo's Adam's apple? See! What's that? His Adam's apple has grown. It gets bigger every year. That doesn't look right to me. Now, when it comes to music, musicians, remember Cher? If I could turn back time. And then she had that Believe song, which clearly wasn't her voice. If you believe in life after love. Just all done with computer generated. Cher was asked. This is Cher. This is going back to the 80s. Still singing and performing right now. Cher said, would you ever want to date a rich man? Would you ever want to date a rich man? And she said, why would I do that? I'm already a rich man. So straight up, in your face, Cher is telling the world on live TV she's a man. Straight up. And you tell people that Kim Kardashian, who I said is a man 2.5 years ago, just won the GQ Man of the Year award. Can I get a woo if you know that's true? Just won GQ Man of the Year award. And I'm the guy who's saying Kim Kardashian's a man for years. Why is a woman winning that award? Just ask yourself that. This whole equality thing's getting out of control to a point where a woman is winning a man's award. No, like, what is this? Satan's just, he's backwards, guys. Satan's backwards. He infiltrates everything. He confuses us. That's why the world is so confused right now. And I've told you, they don't know what gender they are, their sexuality, they don't know who they are, what they believe in, what they stand for. So what they do, they just go with what they're told. Whatever's popular, I want to be part of that. And that's where Satan gets you. And he pushes Satanism. He makes Satanism popular. And if you're insecure, you want to be popular, so you'll do whatever it takes to be popular, especially as a young lad or a young girl. So easy to be influenced. Big Mike. Yeah, exactly, Big Mike. So you have to ask yourself this. Big Mike is 99.9% a bloke. Give me a woo if you agree. 99.9%. So I'm going off topic here, but this is what happens. So if Big Mike, Michelle Obama, is a bloke, then what's Obama? Is one of two things. A genetic female or gay. Either way, whatever it is living a lie. And it was weird how Obama came out of nowhere to become the 44th president. Check out Joseph's channel about Obama. Different level. I don't think anybody codes Obama better than Joseph. If you're interested in Obama and potentially being the Antichrist and why he is so relevant in this world and why he became the president, go to his channel. Watch his Obama videos. I'm more Trump, but they're so connected. They're both connected. There's no doubt they have these ridiculous numbers. I've got a book about Trump. Joseph has a ton of videos about Obama. They're both just as relevant. Obama, Osama. Yeah, some say Obama played the role of Osama bin Laden. It's this type of stuff which is very believable. I've done the durations, all the numbers. It tells me yes. I think yes. Never prove it, though. Can't. And you know the average person is going to say you're nuts. Why on earth would they do that? Logically, it makes no sense. But yeah, I think Obama was Osama bin Laden. I do. It literally looked like him with a beard. Practically identical. Now, we've never seen them stood next to each other. Guys, just think what they do in movies. It's what they're able to do in movies. And what they do with like CGI, what they do with makeup, wigs. I don't know, put them on a sunbed, change the color of the skin. So much you can do. There's literal face masks that some of them use, like Mrs. Doubtfire, for example. So, yeah, Obama and bin Laden, they're very similar, guys, and the numbers are remarkable. I'd have to do a video to show you, to be honest. But I'm not saying it is the case. So I'm trying to learn certain things where it's like, don't waste your energy even just making guesses. I need to be this. Like with the Arsenal game, I needed to tell you, I think Arsenal win this. Here's why. And then for you all to see, everything he said happened pretty much. That's how you're going to trust this code and start questioning your reality. If I start saying Obama's bin Laden, don't get me anywhere. It don't get this community anywhere by doing it, I don't think. But it's still interesting. So why not talk about it every now and again? Biden wears a mask. I think so as well. Could you talk about a Kenyan politician and also the bigger emerge of the East Africa community as part of the NWO? I'd have to study, Jeff, your this Kenyan politician. My girlfriend's called Kenya. Right. Can you... I didn't even finish off my Arsenal code. George Floyd died on the 146th day of the year. This was Arteta's 146th Premier League game. Trump was born 14-6. Arteta's 199th game with Arsenal, 46 prime. And George Floyd died at age 46. Brentford can stay on 4 league wins and get the 6th loss. World War I lasted 4 years. World War II, 6 years. Arsenal last played on the anniversary of World War I ending, which was 11-11, which they won 3-1 versus King Charles's Burnley. 31's the 11th prime. They can stay on 3 draws and 1 loss in the league. All right, that's done. All right, what's the name of this Kenyan guy? Because I don't know. I don't know about what's going on in Kenya. Do you think it's weird that Obama went to a random school in Southeast London called Globe Academy? I didn't know that. Globe Academy. 2012 is when they told us the world were going to end. 2012 is when actually England hosted the Olympics, when they foreshadowed coronavirus, when you look at the opening ceremony. No, I didn't know. I didn't know Obama studied in London. I haven't studied him enough. That's why I said check out Joseph. Probably knows more about Obama than Obama. Real order of the days a week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sabbath day. I agree. I agree with that. Kenyan president's called William Ruto. Is it? Is he talk? Are you talking about the president here or a politician? We had King Charles in Kenya. Wow. King Charles was recently in France as well, in a big Society of Jesus riddle. He was in Paris. That's where his wife died. Again, Princess Diana, her middle name's Francis. She died in France. Did she? I know she died with an Egyptian. Dodi Fayed, was it? Dating a guy from the Middle East. So yeah, did she die in France in the tunnel? Was Diana a bloke? Is Charles outrageously feminine and has the anatomy of a female and walks like one? Do I know Charles's gender? No, I'll never be able to tell you. Why do I desire a woman? Are you a lesbian? Or what? Why do I desire a woman? I was actually teaching this in Bible study about Genesis and how God created man and then a woman, why we need each other. The main one is reproduction. But if you're a man, desiring a woman is absolutely normal. If you're a woman desiring a woman, I haven't quite figured that out. I don't know how that works. There's the whole debate. People say you're born gay, or you're born bisexual, or you're born in the wrong body. Again, it's all stuff we'll never prove. You're just going off what they tell you. For me, when I was about 12 is when I started lusting after girls. Before that, I didn't care. I will tell you a funny story. It's kind of embarrassing, but I was a kid, so I don't know if I give a shit. I was playing football at primary school, Saltaire Primary School, and 2 girls, I think I've told you this, Stephanie, I can remember their whole name, Stephanie Hurd, Samantha Dixon, playing football, and they both had a crush on me. And they kept sending me love letters and bothering me. And as a kid, I didn't like it. And I remember I literally started crying. I said, leave me alone. I don't want a girlfriend. Go away. I remember. So it's weird. It's like girls in primary school were attracted to me or something about me. I didn't have any feelings towards girls till I was about 12. And then when I became about 15, 16, I became an absolute savage. I don't regret it. Now, my early 20s as a single guy in LA, Englishman with a bit of swag. Yeah, I was a bit of an animal, but Again, remember, I was this atheist. I was like, you only live once, like, live it to the max. So I did. I don't regret it. But I'm way beyond that now. So yeah, when you ask me, why do I desire a woman? What do you want me to say? I need to know, first of all, who you are. I don't know who Ramo 886 is. All right. As a man, it feels not normal not to desire a woman. Yeah, I think it is not normal to not desire a woman as a man. It's becoming normal. I kind of said this as well. I said, before we know it, being straight will be the minority. That's actually something I said as a joke, kind of as a joke. And now I'm not joking. It is getting to that point. Like, almost anywhere I go, I seem to be in the minority for being straight. And I'm not, again, I have nothing against anybody who's not. I don't. That's not how I roll. But it is weird. Something's going on. It might be the spiritual wickedness, guys, that's really taking its toll. In the end of days, we were warned about it in the Bible. It's all in the Bible. But I think lusting after a woman as a man is very normal. I think we all do it. Even when you're in a relationship, you do it. You're not supposed to. Adultery is basically, it's not just cheating on your wife. Like, the Bible's like just looking at another woman with lust. And listen, Kenya, if you're watching, I have a beautiful girlfriend. I love her to bits. There's still occasions I will see a girl and go, oh, I will never do anything with her, but I go, wow, she's all right, isn't she? I know it's wrong. I know in myself, but I'm like, I'm flesh. I have that flesh and blood. I am this red-blooded man still. And if I see a really attractive woman, I will look at her and I'll say, okay, I'm not going to go up to her and tell her anymore. But it's very hard for me to not appreciate a beautiful woman. It's just, we're in the flesh, guys. There's flesh and blood. Sins everywhere, temptations everywhere. Just know that you're going to give in sometimes. You'll make mistakes sometimes. Just don't make many of them. And don't keep making the same one, which is what many of us do. We keep making the same mistake, which can be a little bit like, come on now, have a word with yourself. All right? Once, twice, all right? You keep doing it. Come on, you got to do a better job. So, yeah, we do. So that's where we need Christ. You need to pray and, like, help me. All right? Satan knows your biggest weaknesses. He really does. He knows your biggest weaknesses. He knows what you lust after. And he can get you at your lowest point. Can you estrange gematria? I've not even looked at it. What is it and why? You're normal, bro. Yeah, you get lusting. You're fine. No issues. I said Wolves. Chris, I haven't coded it deep. Wolves might beat Fulham away. 2-1. Wolves might win to drop Fulham to 337 and 68th prime. But that's all I've got so far. That's nowhere near enough for me to tell you to bet on them. But sometimes it is just that. It's just like, that might be it. That might just be the riddle. Just let it go. Stop going deep. That could be it. Like Bournemouth, although Chuck's code was unbelievable. He had about 100 reasons why Bournemouth would win. Maybe the 337 was just good enough. Sometimes it is. I've already said the thing with Man City, BK2, so I guess I'll answer it again because I respect you. I care about you. So before the season began, just like last season, I said Man City would win the league and Haaland Golden Boot. Pretty certain Haaland's getting that Golden Boot, aren't we? With City, if the code's about 68, they win it. But I think decoding Aussie's Arsenal code is better than my Man City code. But I'm sticking with City. Not out of being stubborn. I said on my website, I think City win the league, Haaland Golden Boot, but take Arsenal plus 500. You have to because of their code. So I'm still riding City. But a part of me is like, decoding Oz deserves that moment for all that he's done with Arsenal. So I'm sticking with City. It's super tight, isn't it? There's a crazy code for Liverpool, mate. An outrageous code for Liverpool to win the league. Like, but I ain't posted that. I ain't gonna post like 4 teams. There's no real point. But if you have a big favourite like City, they were minus 155 or something before the season began, and then Arsenal were like 8-1. Now they're 5-1. I don't think they were. Maybe they were 6-1. I don't know. I've lost track. But yeah, you can't ride off City. If City lose, Guardiola's 5-8 with Man City in league titles, the year of Super Bowl 58. It's 58 stories with Trump's Tower. 58 is very biblical with Peter 5-8, how Satan's going to devour us. So yeah, there's a lot. There's more for Arsenal to win than City. But I think the 68 is the riddle. With all the 68s that I've shown you. And if it's not, then good for Decoding Oz and anyone who's taken Arsenal. I recommend you all take Arsenal. If you bet, I would get on Arsenal a small amount. Because they'll still be like 4-1, 3-1. I would definitely cover them. And that's why I said, go on Decoding Oz's Twitter. You'll see. All right, what are you saying about Kenya? Adam, I find it difficult that you don't know Kenya Gematria. You should look it up. All right, I'll look it up. I don't really use the Gematrinator. I've told you. Kenya. Society of Jesus numbers, is that what you're saying? 56 and 79? That's all I'm saying. Is it just those two? The 56 and 79, or am I missing something? Remember, Kenya is a normal girl. You've seen her in my live streams. All right? Kenya is a name here in Mexico. You've seen her. Like, I'm not going to justify to you, Gigi, who my girlfriend is and her name. Right now, Kenya's 29. Number 29, Havertz scored. Queen Elizabeth became the queen when she was in Kenya. I met Kenya when I just released my Queen book. I'm connected to the code. It's why I show you all. It's not just the media. I'm connected to it as much as anybody. That's why I'm so good at what I do. So I'm dating Kenya now. I do believe like I'm supposed to be dating her. We have these amazing syncs every day together. So no, I've never looked what Kenya is. Or if I have, I didn't remember what it was. So don't put too much emphasis on the Society of Jesus now, guys. All right? That's when people see Society of Jesus numbers might overlap with biblical numbers and say, well, the Society of Jesus wrote the Bible. They wish. They wish. All right? All the Society of Jesus is at the highest level is some lost souls who are going to perish unless they repent. That's all they are. They ain't controlling everything. Again, they ain't controlling my daily life with my girlfriend, with coaching. They don't know who I am. They're not speaking about the illusion in the Vatican. They have no idea who I am. I'm just some guy with 11,000, oh my word, 11.3. 11th against 3rd, Brentford, Arsenal. So yeah, like people get, Zach Hubbard's the biggest example. People said to me, he's using biblical scripture now. I was like, great, finally. And then somebody said, check out his live stream. I went in for 15 seconds and it's just voice grinds on me. For 15 seconds, I was like, okay, let's see if he's pushing the Bible. What did I hear in those 15 seconds? That's the way they do it. That's where they've been controlling the Society of Jesus. They've been controlling the code. They're controlling the world for years, and enough's enough. I was like, off I go. So he's probably using biblical verses now because of people like me, because of my hit rate. And he's desperate to keep his members. So he'll probably think, wait, let me check biblical scripture out. If that's going to get me members, if that's going to make me hit codes. But he ain't using the Bible like me to lead you to Christ. He's Antichrist. He mocks Jesus Christ. I hope he accepts Christ. I've said this. So he still thinks it's the Society of Jesus, GG, and he's convinced people like you and me at one point that it is them. And it's laughable to think it's them. All they are is a secret society, all right, who have the spirit of the serpent, who are probably at the highest level committing satanic rituals. But they ain't controlling the world. God's sovereign. Man isn't. Today's Survivor Series in Chicago. Wow, Survivor Series, surviving, Hunger Games, famine, Third Horseman. Maybe I'll code the Survivor Series. No, you can't bet on that. You can bet on the Royal Rumble. You can't bet on Survivor Series. It's 5 against 5 in it for your Satan, 55. I think Survivor Series is 5 against 5. Kenya always looks really tanned. No, she's beautiful skin. Born with it. She doesn't like the sun. She rarely goes to the beach. She doesn't like going in the water. She's not a gifted swimmer. She doesn't like getting her hair a mess. No, she's just naturally got a beautiful glow. It's like skin like caramel. No, she's not one of those girls who's like on a sunbed doing that. She ain't a typical girl like that. I think she's very beautiful, but she's not self-obsessed at all. One of the things I like about her, because I've changed, I used to like girls who were completely into themselves, because I was completely into myself. They send people at you, Adam, be careful. GG, that's... GG, do you know how I met Kenya? I only did this for a few months. I met Kenya online, like nearly everyone now. I didn't want a girlfriend or anything. I wanted to have fun. This was before, again, like knowing the Bible, knowing Christ. I was just like, okay, I finally come to terms with, all right, I'm single now. I wasn't going out. I spent, remember, 9 months to a year coding. I stopped meeting people. I stopped coaching. I stopped teaching. I was just winning money, gambling. That was my life. So I cut myself off from the world. Finally realized, come on, Adam. And all my mates were like, are you dating, Edders? Are you dating? I was like, no, not interested. I'm coding. And they kept saying, just date, date. I was like, why? I ain't bothered. Said, well, at least sign up to a dating app. Go on Tinder. I was like, I ain't doing Tinder. No way am I going on a dating app. I don't need a dating app to find a girl. Being a bit arrogant, but I meant it. I said, just do it. And then again, you have one day, you feel like, all right, why not? Everyone seems to be telling me to do it. It's easy. All right. Surely there's a couple of girls. It's amazing how many of them were trans. Not that I met, but they were openly telling me. I was like, what the heck? It was like every time I did that, every 4, it was a trans. How many are there? My head went, so I was going to come off it because of that. I was like, imagine I meet one. My head's going to go, because I'm sure some of them, they don't tell you. Fair enough if they tell you straight up. Some people like that. Whatever. So I went on it, and I actually went on a couple of dates with a few other girls prior to Kenya, and they were great. Beautiful girls, funny. It went well, and I enjoyed it. You're going out for dinner with a beautiful girl, and you might get lucky. Woo! That's my mindset. Go out. I'll take her to a restaurant I know I like. I'll buy her food. I'll buy her drinks. If she's attractive and she likes me, I'm going to go Ric Flair on her. All right? And that's what happened a few times. Then I come across Kenya. Again, it's hard to judge people from their images. I thought, she's attractive. All right, I'll meet her. Why not? What do I lose? You're always playing with fire on Tinder, especially when they only show the face. You're playing with real fire. If you're into just looks, yeah, I got burnt once on Tinder. I only went on 4 dates, I think. 3 of them were fantastic. 1 were Kenya. And then the other one, again, watch people attack me here. This is what they do. They're going to attack me for being straight up. And so I'm not going to be too honest. This girl, I'm not going to say her name. Beautiful face, luscious red lips, blue eyes. All right. She was kind of pouting. And I was like, I'm taking her out. Got a phone number, started messaging her. Okay, she's pretty cool. Sounds interesting. Speaks English. All right, let's go. This one. So I'm going off topic, guys. I'm so hungry, by the way. I need an omelette and an orange juice. I need the guy who always sends me a super chat for an orange juice. Where are you? I need you. So I get there at the coffee place. The way I am, I always get there early. Coaching, dates, work. All right, I like to be there early. So I'm in there and I'm waiting for her. I didn't want to order the drink before because I was going to buy her whatever she wanted. Turns out she got the most expensive drink, which was funny, but it's only a coffee. She had like something like a mocha chocolate latte, extra espresso with a touch of syrup or some bullshit. So my head will go in then. But prior to her ordering the drink, so I go outside waiting for her and I'm just like an eagle, like, where is she? And I felt this touch on my shoulder. She must have recognized me from the back somehow. And she went, is that you, Adam? So I turned around, right? My first thought is to look at the face. I really like people's eyes, guys. I have done since I was young. So I looked at her face. I was like, boom, okay. This is going to go really well. And then I looked down. Again, how do I say this without being awful? I would say she was about 16, 17 stone. Guys, I'm very picky with girls. More often than not, I do go with girls that are slim. I'm slim, like I'm skinny. I like short girls and short, slim girls. I just do. Just my type. Don't judge me. That's what I like. Short, slimish girls with a nice complexion and nice eyes. So I looked at her, I was like, all right. And she was like pretty tall, too tall for me as well. I've never dated a girl taller than me with bigger feet. Never done that for whatever reason. And I was like, oh, shit. That's what I said in my head. Please just be a nice girl, be interesting. Let's just have a chat because I'm never seeing you again. That's what was going on in my head. And then, like I said, like, what can I get you? I'm like, I've committed now. I have to buy this drink and I'm going to do it because, hey, she might be a great girl. We might become friends. We didn't. I never saw her again. So, yeah, my head went. So be careful on those dating apps if you're in it just for looks. I was back then just for looks. I wasn't meeting that girl for her to be my friend. I'm being straight up. I met her because I thought she was super attractive and I wanted to get lucky. I didn't meet her to be my friend. So don't be like, oh, my God, you're such a jerk. I was a jerk. Yeah, for sure. As a single guy, yeah, I was ruthless. I was. So anyway, that didn't work out. So my head went. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do Tinder again because I just got my pants retired. And I took it like a man. Like the two girls before that, great. They were fantastic. I thought I'm going to give it one more shot. And that was Kenya. And I told her the first 2 days, I said, just to let you know, I don't want a girlfriend. I have no interest in a girlfriend. It's not that I'm going to use and abuse you, but kind of. But I don't want a girlfriend. And she went, okay, fine. No problem. Let's just hang out. We'll date. We get along. I was like, perfect. Now she's my girlfriend, which I said I never wanted, weirdly. I was adamant that I didn't want a girlfriend. Now I do. Now I have one. Now I'm happy. I deleted Tinder. The app's gone. But yeah, there's no eagerness in me now to be single. Now I have Christ in my life as well. I don't want to go in a club and pick up a chick who's on vacation and bring her back to my apartment. Like, who cares? Who am I going to impress? Going to tell my 35-year-old mates in England, I just pulled a fitty. All right, good for you. You do that shit when you're 18, 19, 20, where you want to show off to your mates. So for me now, it's like, okay, I've got a beautiful girl. I don't see her every day. She makes me laugh. I'm attracted to her. She's sweet. She's finding Christ. And somebody might tell me, well, the Society of Jesus hired her so you would date her. No, I was dating other girls before Kenya. And I'm pretty sure that the Society of Jesus didn't hire them. How did they know I were going on Tinder? You know, it's just ridiculous me even saying it. to be honest. Anyways, guys, I'm going off point. I am ravenous. I think I have to go in a couple of minutes. Like I said, I appreciate you all for watching this, for supporting me, for liking it, for being on my website. I'm a normal guy, guys, with a gifted mind. Just like I think Letitia is a normal guy who was unbelievably gifted at football. I haven't let all this stuff go to my head. I still can be a jerk. I can still make errors. I'm funny when I want to be. I'm an arsehole when I want to be. Just not as often anymore. I'm egotistical when I want to be. Just not as often anymore. So yeah, I've been humbled, but not completely humbled. There's been a transformation, but not a complete transformation. And I'm not talking about getting my dick chopped off. Woo! I'm talking about a transformation of the mind. And I've had that. So yeah, what a time to be alive. I never told you all this. I'll tell you it now. I was going to save it for a separate live stream. What if I go on Tinder and demand only virgin women? You can do that. You can do that, bro. Everyone has a profile. You put an image. Some people put many images. Never date a girl on Tinder who doesn't have one image of her. All right? Don't do that unless you really don't care about appearance. So I think if you type looking for girls who are virgins, you're going to decrease your audience. I'm pretty sure 90% of people on Tinder are not virgins. So you're going to limit yourself. Now, there might be one. There might be that one girl on Tinder who's also looking for a virgin. And you both lose your virginity together and you make sweet, painful love. It can happen. But you are limiting yourself. I was pretty ruthless. I wasn't that picky with what I said. I said I'm straight. I said I'm into sports. I said I'm bilingual because I am pretty much. So I went on a date with a girl who spoke no English, a couple of them. Still made her laugh somehow in Spanish, which I'm impressed with. I didn't even necessarily say what type of girl I liked, I don't think. So yeah, the odds of you finding a virgin on Tinder that you're going to connect with is about as much chance as Burnley winning the Premier League this season. Still mathematically possible if they win out. It ain't going to happen, is it? Adam's apple's deceiving because you can have surgery to get one and you can have surgery to remove it. Don't judge somebody's gender off that. That is a trap. Research it. Remember, I spent months and months and months and months studying anatomy, so I knew what I was talking about. This here, I can get that removed. Can you see it? Sorry, it's not like Ronaldo's, but you can see it. I can get that removed, and as a female, you can have one put in. So easy, a little surgery, guys. Look it up. So don't judge somebody's gender off their Adam's apple. Like when people say, if they have an Adam's apple, they have a banana or whatever they say. It's funny. It's not true. So yeah, if you're going to start saying, well, no, it can't be because they have an Adam's apple or they don't. No. Do you know what's the biggest giveaway? It's the hips. It's your hips. And often the way a person walks, but the hips. Like Shakira said, the hips don't lie. Like with me, you can tell that I'm a man. All right, I'm a man. You see that. I told you why Pink has the same body as me. Pink pretty much has the same body as me. That's a bloke. Pink's a bloke. Should be called Blue. So the hips are a dead giveaway. The femurs a dead giveaway. Often the shoulders, sometimes that can be deceiving because you sometimes do get women with wide shoulders. Like mine are not that wide, but the hips, Shakira, she told us the truth. It's funny, Shakira told us that. I think Shakira is a bloke. And it's not Shakira's hips that were moving, it was a stomach. So when she's doing all of that, it's called belly dancing. She wasn't doing hip dancing, so her belly was moving. I fancied Shakira like outrageously as well, guys. Yeah, Pink does have that Adonis belt. Remember now, like in the new modern world, Satan has got it to a point where girls can get that now. Because they're doing like, it's super hard. You have to completely transform your diet. You have to be in a CrossFit. You have to be doing exercises that go against the female anatomy. And they do that now. You get women bodybuilding, which they never did before. So it's just, again, that's what Satan's done. He's pushed those things to make women feel stronger. And now it's just blurred lines. It's like, well, yeah, women can look like that. It's like China from wrestling. The Great Wonder of the World, whatever she was called. That's a bloke. Like 99.9%. I knew that as a kid. I remember telling my brother that China was a man. I never said bloke because that China's not right. I think it's like more of a man than a woman. Kind of innocent. He was like, no, she dates Triple H. Who's Triple H? You know what I mean? Again, it then goes down to, is it demonic possession? If it's someone like Triple H is not what we think he is, then look at the size of him. But I'll tell you this about men wrestlers at the top. I'm going to have to go in a minute. Right? Yeah, clavicle's humerus has a big say. The way they walk often gives it away. Women cross their legs when they walk, pretty much. One foot over the other. Men, like, they walk like soldiers. But again, that can be deceiving. You can work on your walk. I've always said to guys, try and walk like a girl, where you cross your feet over. It's so unnatural. You can try it now if you want. What was I going to say before I go? Okay, yeah, right before I go, because I've gone off topic, my bad, in so many ways here. Yeah, The Rock says he doesn't take steroids. So does Brock Lesnar. They said they don't take steroids. It's like, you're going to believe them, or you're just going to look at their body that it's not possible for them to have that body without steroids. Hulk Hogan said he didn't take them. Now he's come out and said he did. You can't just trust what they say. Like, they're liars. Yeah, The Rock, well, I'm the hardest worker in the room. I'm the Brahma Bull. I wake up at 4 a.m. and go to the... It's like Vince McMahon. Guy had like an 8-pack at 70. Arms like massive. It's like, but no, it's because he gets up at 4 a.m. and goes in the gym. Bullshit. Come on. Let's do better, guys. Can't trust these people. They've got the spirit of the serpent. So anyway, what I was saying right before I go, do this for yourself. Look at The Rock. Look at Triple H. Look at Chris Benoit. Look at Eddie Guerrero. Look at John Cena. And look how short their arms are. I'll give you that little test later today. Shawn Michaels as well. Look how short their arms are. They're massive. Their arms are like 5 times bigger than mine. Because again, if you pump me with steroids, I'd be like that. And you probably go, whoa, this guy's like a Greek god. I don't do any type of drugs. So especially look at like Chris Benoit's arms, Cena's. Who else has the really short? Eddie Guerrero's, Batista, Triple H, Jericho. Look how short their arms are. Mike Tyson. So there's something not right with their anatomies. But you look at them first, chest here, arms out, massive thighs. Remember back in the day in wrestling, they all had beautiful, beautiful long hair, didn't they? Almost like princesses. Triple H, Jericho, Shawn Michaels. They had this hair that was like a princess. There were loads of them. And I was like, oh, how come everyone around me's got no hair or losing it? These wrestlers have this horrific lifestyle, barely sleep, shitty diets, putting their body on the line every night, but they always seem to come out with this beautiful, luscious hair. Loads of them. Yeah, they have T-Rex arms. Just tell me I'm wrong. They do. Jericho's body here, Jericho's chest, looks like, I can't really show you. Jericho's chest here looks like he's had surgery. Right now, Chris Jericho, and look at Kofi Kingston's chest. It looks like they've had like breast reductions or something weird. And they have that little scar below it. It's like, what is this? How's this being done? Chris Jericho, his dad was a pro player in the NHL. Chris Jericho, the top of wrestling. He's got his own band. I think they're called Fozzy. He has a song called Judas. He's still wrestling, probably in his 50s. He's doing podcasts. All right. It kind of makes you think, doesn't it? You know, the whole thing of selling your soul to the devil, which I don't believe in, but it's like you almost feel like Chris Jericho said. Somebody said, what do you want to be when you're older? I want to be the best professional wrestler and I want to be the lead singer of a band. It feels like that with someone like him. Rock, what do you want? I want to go to the top of wrestling. I want to be better than my dad and I want to go to the top of Hollywood. I'm willing to do anything. Okay? It feels a bit like that. But again, depends if you think it's all organic. If everyone's where they are because it's where they deserve to be. Yeah, a lot of NBA players have really short arms for their height. It doesn't make sense. There is a lot of them, like James Harden, for example. Steph Curry. He's not that tall, but he's still 6'1". We've got really short arms, guys. Jordan Pickford, yeah, he has this perfectly combed back hair. I don't rate him. I don't know how he's England's number one, but he is. I think he's a Mason. I think Pickford's a Mason. He came through really young. He was on loan at Bradford City. I watched him play and he was awful. He came on loan. I don't know where he was or where he started his career. But he was at Bradford City, the team I played for when I was younger. And he was really poor. Really poor. And now he's England's number one. I guess he was young. He was just on trial or... No, not trial. What they call it? Loan. But he was shit when I watched him. And I still think he's shit. All right, I'm going to go. If you're not on my Twitter, go on my Twitter. I share tons of work there. You can read the Arsenal code. You can share it with your friends. If you're not on my Twitter, go on Instagram. I don't even know what my name is, but it's in the description. It's the Illusion Baby, but there's an underscore somewhere. I'm not quite sure where. And my website's where you get everything. But again, only go on that if you're really serious about wanting to learn. Raheem Sterling, guys. Raheem Sterling. What's that all about? That guy don't look like a pro athlete when he moves. And now he's pinging in free kicks. Surprised he could strike it that far from what I've seen of Sterling. Nearly all his goals are from 2 yards. Cutbacks from David Silva. Won it. And he never rated that guy either. Not because I'm jealous. Right. They're playing Last Christmas here in England. Why are they putting Christmas songs on now when it's November? Mariah Carey's going to come out. What is it? I forgot her song. All I Want for Christmas. Just so you know, BK2, when I was born on my dad's birthday, George Michael was number one in the charts. George Michael, biggest song, Last Christmas, died on Christmas Day. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. I don't know how he died, but was it a heart attack? But I know he died on Christmas Day. And again, guys, for a while, he was he was pretending to the world that he was straight. So was Elton John. People believed it. Yeah, no. George is straight. He said, just watch him in an interview. No, he isn't. He blatantly was never straight on the world stage. But again, was George Michael, 2 male names, a genetic female? I don't know. But we do know that he told the world he was straight and then changed his mind. You can't trust the world. You can't trust man. You definitely can't trust celebrities. You definitely can't trust the government. You don't even have to trust me if you don't want, but I do pretty much back up what I say more often than not. But I don't know everything. Sometimes I'll change my mind. Nothing wrong with that. It actually says a lot about a person who's able to do that rather than a stubborn person who, whatever you tell them, like people with the code with me, no. Come on, mate. Like, come on. Look what I'm doing here every day. No, code, no. Still. So, yeah, that's a weak man who can't change their opinion or be humbled and say, hey, might have got that wrong. That's a man that can do that. Can I get an amen if you agree? Yeah, Robbie, you're right. It's huge here, fishing. Much love, Joseph. Jesus is coming soon. Keep doing what you're doing during these end days. And stay strong in the word of God. And you'll be okay. You'll be okay. Make sure that's your main focus. Maybe next week I'll do a few more streams about the Bible and build your faith and stuff. But today, it was about football and how coded it is, and how I showed you Ramsdale was born on the anniversary of Israel being founded, and he was born in Stoke-on-Trent, and Trent Alexander-Arnold was the starter day, and Israel was attacked on Trent's birthday. They both play for England. The Ram connects to the God of War, Ramsdale. The Rams won the Super Bowl, didn't they? Super Bowl 56, and all the 56s that I gave you today for Arsenal to win. Like, you show people that. It's like they can't say anything. They shouldn't be able to say a word about what I'm doing right now, but they are. And it's fine. All right, I'm really hungry now. God bless you all. Take care. I will do a Bible Live at some point. And thanks for supporting my work, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Maybe I'll go live tomorrow. And I'll do Letitia. Well, I won't do Letitia next week. I'll do a live stream with Letitia next week. All right. Take care. God bless you all, and much love. God wins.